So guys, I have something very, very special. The Xbox Series X. Oh my God. It's actually in my hands. I've not touched a next-gen console until now, I guess. I want to say a big thanks to Xbox who sent this across early, of course. So, as a thank you to you guys for your support this year, obviously 2020's been pretty rough. I'm going to give away my pre-order. Obviously, I pre-ordered the console like you guys. But obviously, now I have this one. So, I'm going to give away my console. So, there'll be a link to that giveaway in the description. And let's unbox the Xbox Series X. The next gen is here. Let's unbox it. Right, so I do have a slight confession. I have already recorded this. I watched the footage back and the camera quality was not great. So I've re-recorded it. Had to put all the stuff back inside. So it's not going to be the perfect unboxing, but I'm going to try my best. So, we have the front. Oh yes. I love this green bit of plastic on top. Really nice. Anyway, 4K, 120 FPS, 1TB SSD, Xbox Series X. Oh yes. Side of the box. I cannot explain how heavy this is. It is so heavy. We have 4K gaming up to 120 FPS. The 1TB SSD again. 8K high dynamic range. The back of the box. Power your dreams with Master Chief himself. Obviously, that was originally going to be a launch title. Has been delayed until, I believe, next year. Game Pass. Play across 4 generations with backwards compatibility. Oh, yes. The fastest, most powerful Xbox ever made. Oh, yeah. It's actually a really nice looking box. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Look at that. That is sleek. You can see I've already damaged the box. How dare I? That wasn't transit, that was completely me. And some like barcodes and stuff on the bottom. Let's open it up, baby. Let's do it. Oh yeah. So again, I've had to put this back. So it's not going to be perfect. Hence this. You can see that black wrapping. It was really nicely put together. I'm not quite that good. Anyway, so first you get a pamphlet. Here it is in all its glory. So this basically tells you how to turn the console on, how to put the batteries into your controller, also to set up the Xbox app on your phone. I turned my Xbox on, and you don't have to, but there's an option to set it up through the Xbox app if you want to. The power cord, HDMI, all the basic stuff on how to turn your console on. There we go. We're going to put this to one side for now. Power your dreams. Oh yes, it's a really heavy box. It's such a heavy console. It has to be the heaviest I've ever lifted in all my time. That is, it feels like I'm maybe carrying like 4 bricks. It's kind of crazy. It's a heavy, heavy console. Let's put that to one side for now. I'll come back to you, I promise. First we have this compartment, which contains... You can probably predict what it contains, but we're looking at it. We're looking here anyway. So we have the HDMI 2.1, a very special cable. So this is basically what gives you the option to have 120 FPS 4K. If you have a basic HDMI 2.0, that can only go to 60 4K. So yeah, I recommend switching out the HDMI cable if possible. Yeah, it's a good cable. It's a nice length. Definitely use it. I thought it might be slightly thicker, but it seems fine. It's just a normal HDMI cable, as far as I can tell. But obviously it's 2.1, upgraded. We have a little warranty thingy majig. Yeah, fantastic. I never read these, but it's there, ready to go if you need it. Here we have the power cable. So I just switched out my Xbox One X out and replaced it pretty much. So I didn't actually use this power cable, but it's obviously there. The best plug in all the world, the UK plug. Oh yes. Controversial, I know, but it's true. All right. Oh, I'm trying to turn it on. Ah! The box has collapsed. So, this is the brand new controller, trying to sync with the console, which it currently has no power. We have a USB-C at the top there. Hopefully you can see that and it's in focus. So the main differences are, of course, the new share button, which is just here, very similar to the PS4, and USB-C. That's the main addition. There's some slightly more grippier texture on the back, and I believe the bumpers and the triggers feel a little bit different. And of course the D-pad. Can't forget the D-pad. Yeah, that might be the best D-pad Xbox has ever done. That is a really nice D-pad. I like it a lot. Yeah. Right, let's get this box out of the way. Very neatly packaged, but we want to look at the console itself, don't we? Oh yes, we do. The big boy himself. All right, what we're going to do is get that off. So again, power your dreams. That's what wraps the console. There it is. Put that to one side. Get the controller out of the way. It's still trying to sync. It's not going to happen. It has no power, I'm afraid. So I'm going to try and safely take off this wrapping. I did it pretty well the first time. I was fairly careful. Oh, look at that. That is a pretty boy. So this green sort of texture there, that's just a piece of plastic, but it's got holes in, if that makes sense. So you've got the black on top and then green underneath. I think that's how it works. Open it up. Oh yeah. This is a really clean looking console. Very clean indeed. Ooh. I really like it. So I'm trying to work out a way to show you the green accent a bit better. There we go. That's a really good view. There we go. Look at that. I really like it. It's a nice little touch. So let's start on the front first. It does, you can probably just about to see that, but it does fingerprint fairly easily. Let's put it down because it's very heavy. So here we have the sync button just there, a USB at the front, the eject button for the disc, and here's the on and off switch, which feels very similar to the Xbox One X. Very similar. Let's go to the base. So this base you cannot remove for good reason, because the air comes in through these holes, goes straight through the system, out the top. So it needs a little bit of clearance so I can get that air. I would be very careful with this console, with carpet and stuff like that. I wouldn't imagine you're going to do that, but yeah, just be careful. Make sure it has enough room to get the air through the console and give it some decent cooling, because this is a very, very powerful console. Here, bring it a little bit closer. Xbox, made from Seattle. It's just on top there. The back. So I'm going to rest this down. So we've got two USBs, the Infinite cable, the power cable, the HDMI, and this is where the storage expansion goes. I don't have one yet, but I am planning on buying one. There's a little slot there. Slide it in. Currently, there's only a Seagate 1 terabyte. They are planning on doing more manufacturers, more capacities, variations of capacities. I'm sure they will come out, and that's exactly the same speeds as the internal one. So really nice option there. Very user friendly. Holes there, again more ventilation. There's holes here, but they seem to be capped off. I don't know why that is. It's a bit unusual, I guess. So if you're sitting your console vertically, this is basically the feet it will sit on, little rubber feet. So these holes are quite big. You could probably, if you're a child or someone you don't trust, they could put a pencil in there. Yeah, I mean, generally with expensive tech, this sort of tech, you wouldn't put near a child or anyone you don't trust. You just wouldn't let them touch it. But yeah, that's the point. These holes are fairly big. And there's a fan literally at the top of this console. So that is a factor, but a very small factor. The console looks so sleek and cool and clean. It's a really nice looking console. It doesn't like stand out, I guess, but it just blends in with your setup and looks really nice. Really, really clean. The wife or the girlfriend will not be too bothered about this sitting in your setup, in your living room. I think they'd be fairly happy, actually. It's a nice looking device for sure. Where the PlayStation does stand out a little bit. I mean, it depends on your taste, I guess. But yeah, that is the console unboxing. Really nice console. Cannot wait to use it. Cannot wait for those proper next-gen games. Yeah, so far from the console, from the controller, I'm impressed and excited. I'm excited to turn it on and give it a go.